was I going to say? Okay, so let me go back to what I know what I was going to say. If there were a ship on this horizon, and there's distortion at that point, but the distance continues behind that ship and rises toward eye level. Now I brought it back. What you're looking at right now is why the horizon will never rise to your eye level. Listen again, everybody. Cut this part out and post the shit out of what I'm just about to say. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. 5. No, that's 5. 10. 9. 8. So I'm gonna fast forward. Okay, look. The reason why the horizon never rises to eye level is because the horizon is actually at least at the top of that light band. Let that sink in. Absolutely. Because if I could wipe away that inferior mirage, or I'm sorry, if I could wipe away that atmospheric phenomenon, if I could wipe away the aether band, you would see the water at the higher level. I would take a kick to both shins with pointy boots for that claim. Absolutely. But she would have to be, she'd have to be really beautiful.
Let me try a pointy boot.
Go ahead. Wait. I'm sorry, Alexander. You've got to mute your watch page.
You mean YouTube?
Yes.
It's muted.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. What I have been thinking for a long time. By the way, this is more or less 50 millimeters because I see the edge of the ocean, right?
50 millimeters. Are you talking about the focal length?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to click the file information right now. Let's see how good you are.
And if it's zoom, it's not a really big zoom.
39 millimeter.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
So in my experience, from that kind of focal length, the horizon is at eye level overall, because apart from mist and fog and the distortion is in a very small band at the end of the perspective. And what I've been thinking for some time now, because the main culprit for me is water particles in the atmosphere, and beneath that band, I agree with you that the band is something, and very much so. I don't want to make it too pointy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That was great. That was a great line. Thank you.
I don't want your mustache to go down. But the water is reflective, and when I imagine water particles into the distance, because it gets compressed in the distance, the water particles get closer to each other, and they slowly, in distance, it becomes more like a curtain. And I think that the surface of the water reflects light upward, and that gives reflection on these water particles, depending on the light, the amount of light, and the direction of the light, and that can create something like, for instance, you can project slides on a transparent paper, or that kind of surfaces, half transparent glass or white glass, or and that's is what I'm thinking is happening also, because there are different effects.
Yeah,
and there is, if you implement perspective, there is a slight compression from the bottom up, but in 50 millimeter view or camera obscura view, it's very small. It's very in the very distance. But when you zoom in, in the field of view, the height and the width gets stretched up, but the distance gets compressed.
Okay.
And I think that in many cases, maybe standard, but definitely because of atmospheric, there is many times magnification,
Yeah.
which brings the horizon closer.
Yeah. Okay.
And that the objects get bigger in comparison with the horizon. So the effect of disappearing from the bottom up will become bigger, because it halves in distance. I put that in LibreCAD. I heard that for the first time from Sleeping Warrior and it's very close to halving the angle
Yep.
to doubling the distance.
Yep.
Very close.
Yep.
It's a little bit off closer by, and it becomes more and more like that into the distance.
Yeah, I can completely understand what you're saying, and I don't have any disagreement. I think that this is another demonstration, another evidence that this field needs to be reinvestigated. And so everything that you've just said is absolute gold. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I can show it, but I have energy issues and mental issues. But I'm getting more and more convinced now, and I'm happy that I have held it back a little bit. But in the near future, I will come with something. Okay.
And I will be waiting with bated breath. Does anybody else have anything that they want to follow up on with what Alexander just talked about? Anybody have any thoughts?
I'm going to bring it back to the simple man's thing, because I think I understood what was being said, but I'm not fully up on the language. But interestingly enough, what it brought to my mind, I was driving one day recently there, and there was a little bit of fog about, and the moon was up in the sky. And now I know this may sound that it's going off a tangent, but there was a mountain in the foreground, and as the moon got close to the mountain and actually set behind it, it enlarged so much. And then I drove past the mountain, and suddenly the moon was away in the distance, and it shrank.
Yeah.
And so it was just, to me, it was there's a magnification, and I don't know if it was the combination of it appearing to set behind the mountain, or the moisture in the air, or whatever it was, but I just did notice that, and I'm trying to bring it back to a simple level to show that there could be magnification, and water molecules and everything could make a difference in that horizon line.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Good. Anybody else? So if I can try to break it down, can you see my screen right now, everybody?
Yep.
Okay.
You're drawing the line?
Yeah, so what I'm trying to depict is a little bit of what Alexander was talking about, and that is that when you're looking over a flat extended plane, the distance gets compressed into the angle that you're looking. So the reality of what we're seeing right here on the screen right now, I've got two boxes above and below. So a baller, or really anybody, I suppose, who is not familiar with this discussion, is going to assume that what they're looking at here with these sails of a sailboat is that they are looking at a 100% 90-degree vertical angle. That is, they think that the white image of these sails is physical, every single inch. So if right here at the water, if those are physical sails, if this is what is represented to you in reality, where is the hull? Well, it can only be down here. But if you're familiar with an inferior mirage, then this is where the mirage begins. That black line, that lateral line, that is where the mirage begins. That is where the hull of the sailboat is. And if there were people on that boat, they would be right there in front of your eyes. So, what is the obstruction? The obstruction is the conditions of the medium through which you are looking. The inferior mirage at the vanishing line, the reason why, gentlemen, the reason why they call it the vanishing line is because the physical reality behind that perspective is still there. It has just been, to verbalize a noun, vanished, or to verbalize an adjective, to make an adverb, it has been vanished. Okay? So everything within this acute angle is not a vertical image. This image that you're looking at here, from the top to right here, that is vertical. But once you get to the mirage, that is now changed to the x-axis and is now depth. So if I draw a horizontal here, okay, the distance or the degree from the horizon to that line is perspective. You're looking over distance, but it looks vertical. And no one is talking about this. No one. I just watched, and I'm going through a video this week where the guy breaks down inferior mirages, and he does a great job. But he doesn't touch on this. That either shows me he has not asked this question, or he's intentionally hiding it. I don't see any way around it. Anybody? Yeah, go ahead.
No, well, I'm just going to ask a question where you've drawn the line, because I'm not fully understanding if I'm the image. Yeah, I understand all what you said there, but I'm looking over to the left-hand side of the image. Where is that? Just simply a wave? That's simply a wave over here. That's initially when I was looking at it, I thought that was perhaps a bit of land that was above. Yes, that simply a wave?
So I would say that possibly, and again, because this is a still image, I would have to look at a video.
Yeah.
But
no, if what you're saying's correct, and I would assume it would be, because I've seen similar things. It was just when I originally saw the image, what I thought I was seeing was a boat, and there was a bit of land over in the left-hand side. But
I would be very, very comfortable saying that that is the distant land of Port Hueneme.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would it be doing a similar thing then, or what?
I'm sorry. Say that again. It's doing what?
What I'm saying? Is there a mirage in the middle of that then? So are we?
Yes.
Seeing that
yeah, but see, relativity is a real thing, gentlemen. Relativity is absolutely valid.
Yeah.
Okay? It's just when you go away from reality where you break down. So just like this boat right here you can... Okay, let me do this over again.
When you're saying relativity, are you meaning... well, what I'm understanding there from what your sentence is, perhaps perspective. I mean, that land is much more distance.
Yes.
So, therefore, although it would be much bigger, so what I'm understanding is there is a sort of reflection, but because the land is so distant, we're not really been able to see how much of it.
Okay, so that goes back into what Alexander, if you're still here, you can talk about this a little bit if you want to, but that's exactly what Alexander was talking about. The degree of angle here is compressed.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, exactly, this is where I would put the vanishing line for the mirage at this distance, which is lower than the black line. Why is it lower than the black line? Because this is closer.
Yeah.
Okay? So you have a clear shape here. These sails come down. It's not going to be to scale. Please forgive me. Okay? Yeah. You've got that shape right there. Yeah. And then let's see if I can do this. I don't know. Let me try to do this again and flip it. I'm going to flip that image. Give me a second. Rotate. Okay. So, in my opinion, I could argue for an inferior mirage here based on this shape. These sails come down at an angle and then go back. Now, the degree at which you are seeing this image is so acute that you cannot see the full image of the sail. So this whole image here that you're seeing is an effect of the conditions of the medium that you're looking through. And for this object here, this sailboat, that's where the fold line is. That's where the vanishing line is. Now for, let's see if I can do a better, I'll just do black. Make Aaron Moorfield happy. At this distance, so here is the boat at this distance. And then we're moving farther and farther and farther away into this distance. Now what's interesting is it's not rising up, right? It's not rising up. It's back here, lower. And that to me is where I would put if this is Port Hueneme. If this is Port Hueneme, that's ground level, baby. Okay, because Port Hueneme has no mountains. The mountains are back here in the foothills. So we've got two different perspectives on the distance. But I guess to go back, I've kind of lost a little bit of what you were saying. But this image right here, I would cut that right here and say that above this is Port Hueneme. And when you get out here, okay, here's where the psychedelia comes in. So, let's see if I can do this. Switch my arrow. This land is closer to me. As I'm going this way, I'm not just moving laterally. That's distance. Right here, I don't see any land. Right here I see land. Why don't I see land here? Because I have just increased the density across a horizontal viewing plane. There's still land here. That's Camarillo back there, baby. That's Camarillo. But I can't see it. Why not? Because the conditions of the medium are too thick at that distance. And if I were able to see something back there, we would have another vanishing line at that point.
Yep.
But to me, this is a little bit backwards, right? Because we would think that the horizon would rise to eye level. But we've got this distant land here, and it's lower than this, which means that there's more than just one effect going on. You cannot just say, oh, that's looming. No. There are numerous effects happening at once.
Just quickly going back to that little yacht there, Travis, with what you were suggesting with that mirage having depth. This is what we were talking, or where I was saying a couple of days to you, where I think the mirage has been projected forward. Same sort of thing, yeah. It's got depth, not just your height that you're looking at your image.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
But you're suggesting that the depth isn't from back to front; it's from front to back. Kind of opposite what I was suggesting. Yeah.
Yeah. If I understand what you're saying, and again, open panel. If anybody has anything to say, feel free. Please jump in. Yes, this is front to back. Front to back.
Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you're suggesting it's the mirage has been projected front to back, where I was suggesting a couple of days ago it's from back to front coming towards us. You're suggesting it's going away from us.
Well, I hear what you're saying, right? That tweaks the melon. My melon is being tweaked right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, so I would say it's both. We have to understand we have to understand that front to back is the physical distance behind the apparition, and the back to front is the apparition, and the apparition makes it look as though it is vertical. But I would say, okay, great, bandsaw, that's great, man, absolutely. So now let's flip this, and it's both, bro. Hold on. Let me do this. Okay, so that's so tricky to do this. Ooh, the Star of David. Uh-oh. Okay, look. So okay, so that image that's right there is the three-dimensional reality that we're looking over distance. But the apparition is presenting itself just like you said.
Okay, yeah.
But either way, it's not 90 degrees.
No.
That's pretty crazy. Somebody take a screenshot of that. We are making history right now, fellas. We are making history right now.
Travis.
Yes, sir.
Was it stated that that on the left there is land in the distance? Because I think it's the same effect that you recorded when you in the morning you had this skyline filled up slowly. You know what I mean? That it first was a small band of darkness above the sky.
Can we slow down real quick, Alexander? Let me ask you, what is it that you're talking about? I can't.
Yeah. What was it? Was it stated that was land?
Okay, so based on what I've seen in some of the images that I have watched, I feel comfortable saying that this is very possibly land here. Yes.
Because I thought also, but then I see near the boat the same effect. It's as if a part of the water is.
Yeah. I get you. Okay, so let's do this real quick.
So I doubt it.
Okay, so right here, we've got no land behind us. We've got a line. We have sky, apparent water. So I'm gonna draw that line.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So we do have now then something elevated right here. All right?
I don't follow.
Well, if we have the ocean level here.
Yeah.
Ocean level. This line is ocean level all the way across, but here we have an elevated dark image.
Yeah.
Okay? That's land.
No, I think it's water.
Okay. I again, the only way I think to evaluate that is if we had a video of this, and I could tell you because of the snapshot, or I'm sorry, of the file that is playing through these slideshows. I was not using my camera as a video at this moment. It was just all snapshot stills. So the only way to say that, and this then would be a wave, right? A wave that is elevating itself, and
or it's peeping through the mirage.
Well, the only way that it can do that is if it's elevated, and the only thing that I've ever seen happen on the surface of water, like, okay, if I start here, hold on, just real quick. I'm sorry, just real quick. So as we move along from right to left, we have a light little schmutz right here, whatever this is. Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's in the water, because right here we've got the water level, and down here below the water level we have some sort of dance. We have that same thing here, but in a long extended. I would say this is a trough and a crest of a wave. Okay? But at this point over here, we don't have a trough or a crest. We have something right here, and we have something right here. But when we get over here, the trough and the crest is not low, but high. So in my opinion, this would be too high to be a wave. But again, Alexander, your point is a valid point to make. Okay?
Oh, then I'm happy.
Okay. And please,
that's
gentlemen.
what I want to hear. I keep my mouth shut, so.
Oh, no, not at all. Please carry on for a moment. I've got to go use the little boy's room.
Also, some of the reflection can peep through. Like in the foreground, you see also white and dark. Okay?
Yep.
All right, I'm back. Do you want me to bring up any helpful pointers, anything?
Well, I mean, I'm just enjoying listening to hear the people discussing about it, because I say I'm wanting to learn, but I'm new to it. I'm just going on a reaction to what I'm seeing here in front of me. I didn't know the video he was referring to.
When you say video, did I miss?
Was it Alex? Was speaking?
Yeah.
Well, Do you want to refer to the video you were talking about? Because I didn't know which one.
Yeah, I did refer it just a while ago when Travis was still there. That he, at the morning, he made an observation with one of the platforms, and there slowly above the waterline there was a small band of dark coming up, and it filled up from the waterline.
I think I know what you're talking about. So give me just a second. I'll pull that up. Yeah. All right. Is this reminiscent of what you're talking about? Is this enough information? Checking back. Anybody check? Can you hear me?
Check. Yeah.
Does this look reminiscent of what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna stop it right here and debunk any whiners or complainers. This is not out of focus. Okay? That's not out of focus.
Is the oil platform on fire?
What's
this one we were looking at a few days ago, Travis?
Yes, sir.
The same one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's really fun is to listen to me talk out loud as I'm seeing this for the first time and like talk to myself about what I'm seeing.